Ever pondered why we say I enjoy doing instead of I enjoy to do? Welcome to the intriguing world of English grammar where we explore common verbs followed by gerunds. This is the second part of our discussion, so let's dive straight in. First up, we have the verb keep. When we use keep, followed by a gerund, it usually describes an ongoing action. For instance, I keep hoping he will come. It's a continuous situation that's still happening. Next, we have mention. This verb is used when someone refers to an action in a casual or indirect way. An example would be, she mentioned going to a movie. Here, the action of going to a movie is simply brought up in conversation. The verb mind is another interesting one. When used with a gerund, it usually forms a polite request or question. For instance, would you mind helping me with this? It's a courteous way to ask for assistance. Moving on to miss. When we say miss followed by a gerund, it expresses a sense of longing or nostalgia for an action that isn't happening anymore. For example, I miss being with my family. The next verb, postpone, is used when delaying an action. For instance, let's postpone leaving until tomorrow. Similarly, put off also implies delaying an action. Practice is a verb that denotes repetition of an action for improvement, like, the athlete practices throwing the ball. Then we have the verb quit or give up, which is used to indicate stopping an action completely. For example, he quit smoking or he gave up smoking. Recall and recollect are used when remembering an action from the past. For instance, I don't recall meeting him before, or I don't recollect meeting him before. Resent is used when expressing displeasure about an action. For instance, I resent her interfering in my business. Similarly, resist is used to express an inability to stop oneself from doing an action. For example, I couldn't resist eating the dessert. Risk is used when there's a chance of negative consequences from an action, like she risks losing all her money. Tolerate is used to express an acceptance of an action, albeit reluctantly. For example, she won't tolerate cheating during an examination. Understand is used when comprehending the reason behind an action. For instance, I don't understand his leaving schools. Finally, urge is used to strongly suggest or recommend an action. For example, the official urged using caution. As we delve deeper into the intricate world of gerunds, let's take a look at the verb suggest. An interesting aspect about suggest is that it can be used with both a gerund and a subjunctive noun clause. For instance, you could say, she suggests leaving right away, where leaving is a gerund. Alternatively, you could also say, she suggests that he leave right away, where leave is in the subjunctive mood. So, suggest is a versatile verb that can accommodate either a gerund or a subjunctive noun clause, providing you with an extra layer of flexibility in your sentence construction. Moving on to our final verb for today's lesson, recommend. Much like suggest, recommend can also be used with either a gerund or a subjunctive noun clause. Let's consider a couple of examples. You could say, I recommend staying here, where staying is a gerund. Alternatively, you could also say, I would recommend that he stay here, where stay is in the subjunctive mood. Therefore, recommend provides you with another versatile option in your grammar toolkit, allowing you to use either a gerund or a subjunctive noun clause. So, in summary, we've explored a collection of common verbs followed by gerunds, each with their unique implications and usage. From keep, expressing continuity, to urge, suggesting a strong recommendation, the use of these verbs with gerunds enriches our communication, making it more nuanced and precise. Remember, practice is the key to mastering these verbs, so don't hesitate to use them in your daily conversations. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating realm of English grammar.